10 stadiums. And another thing that needs to be considered is that that's the same network now. If you look at it, during the FIFA Confederation Cup, we had to have a maximum of 2 matches playing at the same time during the same day. But now, if you look at the planning that has been done for the 2010, this network needs to be capable to be able to support the broadcast of maximum of 4 matches on a single day without any single failure. So as Telkom, I hope this can showcase to the government department as well as the ICT players in the market that we do have the capabilities to be able to deliver a total converged solutions. And I would also like to add that this is not only a success for Telkom only. This has been through our strategic partnership with the DOC, as well as other vendors in the market, because this infrastructure is actually built on the Cisco network, and on the Cisco technology. So it is through those partnerships and collaboration that we have managed to actually, as South Africa, deliver a successful FIFA Confederation Cup. And then the second case study that I'm just going to share with you is going to be the 2009 IEC national and provincial elections. So we all know that this was the election where there was a huge increase on the number of voters that were registered. So from Telkom side, we formed partnership with IEC, where we had to design a network that is going to make sure that the IEC delivers successfully delivers the mandate of the election, as well as ensure that that network can support all the data that will be transmitted from all the voting station. And on top of that, we needed to meet the critical timelines, because at the end of the day, we had to make sure as soon as everybody has voted within the given timelines, all the information is transmitted so that it can be verified and audited and then uploaded up so everybody could just have a view of the final result. So looking at the network, this is just a brief summary of the network, because unfortunately for security reasons I cannot detail it, give all the details, and based on the fact that we're talking about a customer's information here, so there's some NDA elements, so which means that can only be disclosed upon the customer's approval. What Telkom did, Telkom built a VPN for the IEC, and then we had to connect about over about 300 municipality voting stations, and if you look at, and about 300 of them were connected using the VPN as access to the VPN network. And we also had, very, very rural voting station that also needed to be connected, because if you look at some of the areas where people were going to vote, it was areas in the remote areas. So for those areas, we had to use the VSET technology, which also was connected, has the capability to be connected to the VPN network. And then on top of that, what we did is that because it was very critical that this database that was used during that event is always available, we could not afford any failure or any downtime or any loss of that database. We had to create real-time redundancy of that database, which was based at our Centurion data center, and this infrastructure was mirrored, which means what you had here was exactly what you had in the Telkom data center. So if we had a situation of the IEC infrastructure going down, we could actively just upload and connect on the infrastructure that was hosted at the data center. On top of that, we did not only provide services for the IEC, so because if you recall, you had the SCBC broadcasting this event, and as well as the results as they were being uploaded. So as Telkom, we also provided the dedicated feed from the National Research Center to the Auckland Pines for the SABC, which enables them and gave them the capacity to be able to broadcast live or as the results were being uploaded and or on the results then. And based on the fact that this total solution gave the IEC the capability to be able to deliver the results fair in time, this can be used as a case study to show that, I mean, if you design the correct network and with the required SLA that can be supported and maintained, you can be able to deliver services efficiently and effectively within the market. And in closing, I will just share with you the Telkom Total Solution provision. And if you look at it, that the case studies that I've shared with you, being the FIFA Confederation Cup or the coming FIFA 2010 FIFA World Cup, as well as our past 2009 election, these services have been maintained and supported through the Telkom Centurion campus. And if I could just share with you what we currently have there. Here we have the National Network Operating Center. This is where we have the skills that will proactively manage the network, which means depending on the SLA that you have for your management contract, we can proactively or reactively manage the network. We have a screen the size of 2 rugby fields where we have the Telkom network display as well as the network of all the customers that we are currently managing. And then from there, this is where Telkom manages and makes sure that at the end of the day, we keep to the SLA that has been committed to the contract. And then next to it, sorry, I think I've pressed the wrong button. You can have the technical person, sorry about that. But what I was saying is that next to it, what we have is the Telkom Data Center, which is that is where. Oh yeah, sorry about that. You know, as females we understand technology, but sorry for generalizing. I personally understand technology, but you know when it comes to mobility, okay, I think that was a wrong move, as I say. My sisters are not happy about that move. So what I was saying is that next to it is the Telkom Data Center. That is the, yes, it's fine. What I was saying is that next to it is the Telkom Data Center. This is the state-of-the-art data center. That is where we provide our hosting services. We provide services from basic hosting to managed service hosting. And then next to it is our National Solution Center. This is where we house all the skills that do the sales, the design, as well as the management of the implementation of the project. So from Telkom side, we do provide total solutions that we manage and we support to make sure that we meet the committed SLA. And based on the solutions that I've just shared with you, as well as the total solution, our total solution provision strategy. What I would like to close with is that as Telkom, we are committed to forming strategic partnership with the government departments so that we ensure that at the end of the day we become your service provider of choice, and we become your trusted advisors in ensuring that at the end of the day you deliver services effectively to the citizens of South Africa. And we are also committed to taking the services to the rural areas. So, because as we stand now, the challenge is that how do we extend the services to the rural areas? And also I would like to add, especially since we are in Eastern Cape, and Eastern Cape is also one of the host cities for the 2010 World Cup, and as it is, I know that you are preparing and in gearing up and rolling up infrastructure or making ICT decision in preparation for 2010. What I would also like us to consider when you make those decisions is that at the end of the day, the legacy of the 2010 infrastructure is how do we positively use it to effectively deliver services to the citizen. So we need to make decision with the consideration that we are not only going to use this infrastructure for 2010, but how do we use it post 2010? As Telkom, we've shared with you what kind of infrastructure we're deploying for 2010, and we hope